check it out. I'm an artist. My name is John McClane. Yes, like Bruce Willis in Die Hard. So today we're going to do something special. I'm going to draw a tribute portrait of Bruce Willis while we watch Die Hard together. And I'm also going to share a few anecdotes about how having the same name as an action hero has impacted my life. This is the untold story of the real John McClane.
Welcome to the party, pal!
Welcome to Art Party Now. I'm John McClane, the artist, and today we're going to do another celebrity portrait. I'm super excited about this one because today's portrait is one of the greatest action heroes in Hollywood history. Probably had the biggest influence on me because we happen to have the exact same name. Officer John McClane from the original Die Hard. Here are the rules. Because portraits, it's hard to know when they're done, at least for me. Da Vinci even spent the last 16 or 18 years of his life working on the Mona Lisa. So I think it's safe to say that portraits, you could always find one more thing to do to try to make it look more real. The solution to that is to set a timer. The timer I'm setting for this particular portrait of Bruce Willis is to watch the original Die Hard movie while I'm doing the portrait. So stick around and let's find out what happens. Let's start the party. All right, so let's get this movie started.
Secret to surviving air travel? After you get where you're going, take off your shoes and your socks. Then you walk around on the rug barefoot and make fists with your toes.
Fists with your toes?
Better than a shower and a hot cup of coffee.
Okay.
I was brought home from the hospital in a little red stocking on Christmas Day in 1979. Ever since I could hold a pencil, I knew I was an artist. One day, about 10 years later, I was drawing in the living room when my father, who was also John McClane, waved his hand at me and said, "Come here, you gotta see this. They made a movie about you." So two John McClanes sat down as father and son for a Saturday afternoon movie starring Bruce Willis as John McClane. And it was a day I'll never forget. All right, so as you can see, we've got Bruce Willis as Officer John McClane, all sketched out in red pencils on 18 by 24 inch white paper. So now I'm gonna use black Sharpies to start blocking in the darkest shadows. So let's rock and roll. All right, I'm doing pretty well on time so far, but as I'm drawing these Sharpie lines, I'm debating if I want to use color or keep the portrait black and white, because the 2-hour runtime of this movie is not a lot of time to mess around with colors. So let's see how this outline turns out, and then we'll take it from there. All right, they've already cut the phone lines at Nakatomi Plaza, so I better keep moving. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but after the first time seeing Die Hard, I thought it was the greatest movie ever. Since then, the franchise has expanded to 5 Hollywood films. I love them all, but whenever anyone ranks them, the original always comes out on top. One thing I love about the character John McClane is that no matter what the bad guys throw at him, he never gives up. This is a philosophy I've adopted in my own life and artistic career. For John McClane, the artist, the only way to fail is to quit. So just like Bruce Willis in Die Hard, I never will. All right, so I've decided for this unique portrait of Officer John McClane by the artist John McClane, I'm gonna have to do it in color. Our light source is coming out from over here, and I've got the shadows and the highlights pretty well mapped out with the Sharpies. So I'm gonna put the warm colors on this side, cool colors on this side, and hopefully this all works out. Yippee-ki-yay.
I wanted this to be professional. Alas, your Mr. Takagi did not see it that way, so he won't be joining us for the rest of his life. You can walk out of here or be carried out. But have no illusions. We are in charge. We have left nothing to chance. Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
There's been a heated debate throughout my life about whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not. The film was originally released in June, but the story takes place at a Christmas party. So even though it's not a movie about Christmas, I think lines like, "Now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho," provide enough of a Christmas atmosphere that I have no problem labeling it a Christmas movie. But if you have a strong opinion one way or the other, let me know in the comments, and perhaps we can settle the debate right here, right now. All right, so at this point, I'm loving how Bruce is turning out so far. So I'm gonna start adding some highlights to this side of the portrait with like a kind of medium brown flesh tone. So let's go.
Oh my God, the poor back is toast. You made your point, let him pull back.
Thank you, Mr. Cowboy. I'll take it under advisement.
Hit it again.
Fire.
Let's go, get him out of the car. Well, let's Andre. So you take this under advisement, jerkweed. Geronimo. Here's the artillery on us.
You idiot. It's not the police. It's hidden.
Another thing I love about John McClane is that he uses whatever tools he has at his disposal to get the job done. Whether it's a fire axe, a walkie-talkie, or a brick of C4 sandwiched between an office chair and a computer and hurled down an elevator shaft, he always does the best he can with what he's got at hand. As an artist, I like to think I do the same. I don't spend millions of dollars on materials and equipment. I got these markers on a Black Friday discount, and the easel I'm drawing on is a $2 piece of foam board. Whatever gets it done. All right, so now I think this is starting to really take on the character of John McClane. I'm really trying to finish this work of art with only 5 markers to limit the color palette and give myself a little bit of a challenge. I'm not sure how this is gonna turn out. I'm just gonna make some fists with my toes and hope for the best.
you're one of them.
Whoa, relax. Relax. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Well, I was just trying to get up on the roof, see if I could signal for help, you know.
Forget the roof. I got people all over. Well, you want to stay alive? You stay with me.
Well, the best way we can figure it is we've got maybe 30 or 35 hostages up there, probably on the 30th floor, and maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 terrorists up there.
Thank you. We'll handle it from here.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Such as?
What about John McClane? He's the reason why we have the information we have up until now. He's also the reason why you're facing 7 terrorists instead of 12.
He's inside? Who is he?
Well, he might be a cop. I don't know. We're checking on that.
One of yours?
No way.
Okay, the feds just took over the crime scene, so we're running short on time. So I'm gonna dive into adding red to our portrait, which should make John McClane start coming to life when we can see all his cuts and bruises. Whenever I'm in social situations and I want people to remember my name, I never introduce myself as just John. It's always, "Hi, I'm John McClane," like Bruce Willis in Die Hard. Countless times I've been asked, is it annoying to have the same name as such a famous character? I always answer, there are a lot worse characters you could share a name with. Besides, would you be annoyed if the lunch lady at your high school gave you free food just because your name is John McClane? Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs. Alright, I'm loving how this is shaping up right now, so let's keep it rolling.
Now to use a handgun, Bill.
Spent a weekend at a combat ranch.
Not the real thing, Bill. All you gotta do is pull the trigger. Come on. Well. Hans, it's pretty tricky with that accent. What do you want with the detonators, Hans? I already used all the explosives. Or did I?
As I'm adding these burnt orange highlights, I have to say that I absolutely love that scene when Hans Gruber thinks he's got the drop on McClane. It's hard to put into words, but there's something inspiring about how, even with a gun in his face, John McClane remains cool, calm, and collected. Kind of makes me wonder what my life would have been like if my parents chose to name me Shrek. All right, now we're gonna go for double jeopardy, where the scores can really change. I'm gonna add a little bit of Prussian blue to the background and the shirt.
She stepped that step. Shoot the glass.
Another characteristic to admire about John McClane in Die Hard is that even when he's afraid, he does it anyway. Whether it's walking barefoot across broken glass or jumping off the roof of a building with a fire hose around his waist, he feels the fear and still takes action because he's devoted to his mission and duty. As a hyper-introverted visual artist, I have to admit, I had fears about creating a YouTube channel. Just the thought of recording myself in my studio and publishing it for the world makes me feel the fear. But if my mission in life is to share my creativity with many in hopes to inspire some, I'm just gonna keep on feeling the fear and doing it anyway.
There's something wrong. They're coming back down. Blow the roof.
I'll never
Even think about going up in a tall building again.
Please don't let me die.
so there's our finished portrait of Bruce Willis, John McClane by John McClane, completed while watching the original Die Hard 1. So if you had fun in this episode, make sure you check out the rest of our celebrity portrait collection. For those of you who haven't seen the original Die Hard, I hope this video has inspired you to put it at the top of your queue. And for those of you who have seen it, go ahead and watch it again. Amazingly, it still holds up after all these years. Special thanks to Bruce Willis for providing decades of outstanding entertainment. We love you, brother. Yippee-ki-yay.
Mr. McClane, now that it's all over after this incredible ordeal, what are your feelings? Did you get that?
This is their idea of Christmas. I gotta be there for New Year's.
So what do you think? Did I do the character justice? I put my heart and soul into this video. So if you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a like or drop me a thumbs up in the comments. We'll see you at the next art party. And as always, stay inspired. Thanks for watching. YouTube thinks that you'll like this video next.